Most of us have a fascination about film and its culture, its prestige, and its glamour. But a few of us decide to take this fascination a bit further by trying to becoming part of the industry itself. Most of us who decide to pursue this path tend to carry the mindset of the glamour we see in the media. In this quick documentary, we will look into what the newcomers are facing today and what the more established professionals had to go through in their journey, and see what tips they have to give us.
When I came in, I chose to do writing and camera. That's what my portfolio was directed towards. So I split my time here between working on writing projects and camera roles. The first semester was spent working on, for example, I was working on a script that I was hoping would be made into a film this semester. But the process is very much like in the real world, and it was red lit at the last minute once we had a team put together and were ready to shoot. So the project I was writing didn't go anywhere, and moving more into the sort of career direction, because as everyone knows, it's a very competitive industry. So we're all looking for internship positions for the next 6 weeks to sort of help us lead us into that world.
And right now it's basically, it's a lot of work, and basically, yeah, trying to get an internship, and hopefully after the internship I get a job in the same place or get a job in someplace else.
My name is Devin Clark. I'm from Vancouver, BC. I was a film editor, video editor for 5 years, and I've moved to Toronto to work in the film industry. In a way, I imagine the industry being very easy and fun, because it's like art. And one of my biggest realizations through that is that it's not. It's even harder than a regular job. The most difficult hardship that I had was the first year and a half. I was like a starving student in the sense that I refused to get another job, but I would only do the minimal amount that I had to do to edit something. And ultimately, I was like an engineer of my own misery because I wasn't pushing myself as hard as I needed to. Because to be able to succeed in this business, you've got to push yourself every day, every morning, all the time, and it's just part of the job. Film school was very relevant, but it was about how much I bought into it and how much effort I put into it. I am here because I went to film school. I've got this far because I paid attention and I learned as much as I could in school, but I never went that extra mile. And so I think that hurt me as far as career-wise, taking the next step. No one ever taught me how to do that.
So my name's Morgan Kerchak. I'm a creative writer, creative director in the advertising industry, and I got my first sort of foray into film as an assistant to an old producer friend of my father's in Los Angeles, California, and so I worked in Hollywood for a few months, sort of doing everything to assist him, and a lot of what he asked me to do was rewriting film treatments and editing film treatments that he thought were that needed a bit of help, and even actually needed so much help that he could ask somebody with no experience to do it. And so he said I had a facility for writing dialogue, and at the end I wasn't being paid, of course. So I asked him, can I have a $250,000 to write a screenplay? And he laughed and he said, why don't you go write ads? The hardships are that in the early stages of everything, in the early stages of an advertising career, in the early stages of a film career, or a music career, these are all jobs that they're dream jobs. I mean, you know, people want to be creative with their lives. A lot of people, at least a lot of people do, and because in a sense you're playing, and the more people that want to do something, the more competition there is, and the more people are willing to do things for free or work longer or work harder. The one piece of advice I would say is not everybody has to be the director. I think everybody looks at the jobs of actor and director. You know, the more I know, the more I think the best job on set is director of photography. And so be broad-minded about the industry and ways in which you can work and contribute to a film set, you know.
If I could go back in time and tell myself something when I was starting, I would say get over yourself. I would say just, you know, don't be lazy, stop playing video games, and just put the time into learning how to do what you need to do, and ask yourself what you want.
As we have seen, it is not easy to get into the film industry. There is a lot of competition, however, it is a very broad field. It is important to be dedicated and committed to the work you're interested in, and remember to never lose sight of your goals. We hope this documentary has brought you some insight into the industry, and wish you luck for your journey.